Special effects are one of the most commonly used resources in the film industry, especially considering the tremendous technological advancements of recent years. It has reached a point where certain movies would have been impossible to create without the use of highly advanced computer-generated imagery. When we compare the scenes before and after the application of these effects, the results are completely different from what we see in the cinema. That's why today I want to show you movies before and after special effects. Here we go. I Am Legend is a horror and science fiction film released in 2007. Starring Will Smith, it was based on a novel of the same name written by Richard Matheson and published in 1954. The world of this film is set in a post-apocalyptic New York City, completely devastated by the outbreak of a highly contagious virus that turns humans into aggressive and mindless mutants. In many scenes, we can see the city deserted, overgrown with vegetation, and populated by wild animals due to human activity. Obviously, this would not have been possible to film without special effects, as no large city is currently devoid of inhabitants. But beyond the settings, the mutants were also created using computer-generated imagery, and they were not humans or animals in costumes or makeup. Here, you can see how the mutant dogs attacking the protagonist were filmed in a scene. Yes, a person wearing a completely green suit manipulates the plastic head with their hands. This allowed the post-production team to add the rest of the body and movements using computer graphics. The film trilogy of The Lord of the Rings is one of the most groundbreaking in the history of cinema and special effects. As it is a story where hobbits are an essential part of the plot, an original technique was used to make the actors appear smaller without the need for computer effects. No, they did not hire actors with dwarfism as doubles, but instead, they used resources called forced perspective and camera movement. It all involved placing specific objects of different sizes in key location of the shot and positioning the actors at varying distances from the camera. This caused two people sitting just a few meters apart to appear of completely different heights by using chairs of various sizes and adjusting the camera zoom. Alice in Wonderland. This is a film from 2010 that was practically made from start to finish with special effects. If you've seen it, you may have noticed that very few scenes do not include some computer-generated imagery. And although the shooting lasted only 40 days, the post-production process to add the special effects took over a year, and for good reason. Advanced techniques of composition and visual effects had to be developed, with a heavy focus on the environments, characters, and animals entirely created by computers, with the added complexity of stereoscopy. Almost 90% of this film was shot against a green screen background, so imagine the vast amount of details that were later added by computer. This is how a scene from the film looked before adding the special effects. Yes, it's a completely different world.